So, and we are back to our case study, and we are focusing now on the climate change resiliency of the building. So what does it mean, climate change resilient for housing? So there is a definition: capacity to resist, absorb and accommodate the effects of a climate hazard and to return to normal conditions in a timely and effective manner without significant changes to its basic functions and structure. So it's kind of bouncing back. So in the Philippine Green Building Standard, or let's say more Philippine Green Building Initiative, in the assessment, they have this climate change resiliency chapter there, and these are actually 6 points which they're focusing on: soundness of the structure, water and wind tightness, spatial flexibility, own emergency provisions, and access or egress. If there's a disaster risk management plan, and already that is common. The given is passive light and ventilation. So we put additional features there. So we elevated the floor because it's a flooding prone area. We elevated the floor by 35 centimeter, and also the electric outlets and switches. Well, the switches are a little bit higher, but the electric outlets are lifted up from the floor by 90 centimeter. What we also did, we put a solar panel with 200 watts on the roof. We have a small 200 ampere hours a battery bank, and we have a pure sine wave inverter for a 600 pure sine wave inverter, and 8 ampere regulator. This is all monitored by our monitoring system. This is actually mainly for that if a typhoon strikes, normally they cut off the electricity, so all the households will have no electricity. And even after the typhoon, to repair all the wiring and so on outside and the poles, it takes sometimes 1 to 2 weeks to repair them. And this house, for example, will still have electricity available. Energy efficiency, of course, we have LED, which is a common thing, energy efficient devices, LED with a PER sensor, so movement sensor and light sensor. Then we did a lot of electric metering and also CO2 measurements. And we have a skylight on the staircase, as you can see here. This is a little bit a tricky one. So if you want to know more about that, I can tell you, but this is actually our monitoring sheet. So for the electricity, for the water, daily water consumption, and so on. And you can see this also here on the I think that is the consumption for 2016 and 17, and we actually really managed to get 73% of our water use via rainwater harvester and not by the utility, which is, I think, quite a good and achievement. And we did that because we measured it if it's portable. So it gives a standard of portable, but it's not always easy to maintain that. So in that is the water tank for the rainwater harvester. It's 1,000 liter. Inside we have a UV light, which is penetrating the water, and we have a carbon filter, which is also filtering the water. So that was our fresh water treatment. So this water can be used during typhoon, when even the water pumps have no electricity and households are without water. Furthermore, it was not only the fresh water which we treated, we also treated the wastewater. So here for the gray water, So the gray water is the water which comes from the kitchen sink, and well, it's mainly all the water which is not toilet water. So it comes out here. We have a sieve there, and then it's actually used, maybe you can see this here, for watering the plants. And for the black water, which is the toilet water, we have a 3-chamber septic tank, and we had a leach field, and here we have a control unit to see if it's the water quality from the black water. For water conservation, we had sensor taps, we had low flush toilets, 5x4, very important also for the EDGE certification, also the sensor tap, and we had a drip irrigation for the balcony plants on the other side of the building. So these are all small features, but it gave us some benefits which I will show you later on. For showing now the costs, so as the house, as you can see it here with all the features, which also got certificate, the price was $15,300. If you remove the rainwater harvester, the photovoltaic system, and the gray water effluent treatment, then you will end up with 13,000. If we did this to give people a chance to build, starting from an affordable house to the green building standard. So this is already the full package. If you, for example, don't need the tiles and the plaster and the skin coat and the paint and the shading roof and the dual flush toilet, it will be then $7,000. So I hope I'm not confusing you here too much. This is the price of the house certified, and this would be for people, for example, who wants to build a house but do not have the money available yet. Then it will be around 7,800, and then they can add all these, and that will be then the end price. I hope I made it clear there. So what did we get? It was approved that we have affordable housing. So the structure was approved by the ITEC, the Philippines National Housing Authority. So they checked if this building is affordable, and if it's also from the structural design strong enough to resist earthquakes. Secondly, we have our green building design from EDGE. This is the international standard, and I have to read it now from the other side because it's a little bit too small for me. We achieved 61% in energy saving, 95% for water, and 34% on to design, and 79% for material. So we designed it with the EDGE software, and in the end we were even better than what we were actually considering we will be. And we got a green building certificate from the Philippine Green Building Initiative, and we are on this one, we are actually the second greenest building in the Philippines. So the Camagong certificate means actually we achieved up to 95% of what could be achieved on the green building. So this small house, with the effort of using EDGE, following the national standard, using the international standard, and using the climate change resilient, we actually came up with a very unique house and green house. So what I would like to give you for the way for the next for our work actually is some thoughts on what does green mean for you? What is really for you a green building? And what does resilient mean for you for our project? And I want to focus on resilient. I already gave you a definition for resilient housing, but is it the same in the Philippines what we need for Mongolia? I think for Mongolia we have some other climate change issues. So maybe this is just for the way, and see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for listening, and see you soon. Thank you.